Right guys, so today I'm going to give you a little warm-up routine you can do before you go out onto the golf course. So I know a lot of us, we tend to skip this part. You might go down to the putting green, you might be having a cup of coffee or a drink before you go out, and even just go to the range, just start hitting balls before really truly warming up. And then before you know it, it takes about 4 holes to actually warm up properly. But by that time, you could have dropped many shots. It's not really the best start to the round, okay? So it's just having a good idea, a little sequence I want to take you through that will just really warm up the main areas. So the main areas for people is going to be the hips. So you've been sitting in the car, or it's an early morning one, you haven't moved around a lot, so the hips are stiff, the upper back, the shoulders. If we just attack those areas, then we just got the best chance of succeeding on that first tee. Okay, so I'm going to use this as just a replacement for a golf club. But to begin with, I'm just going to start at the lower body. So I'm going to place this down on the floor. I want to just get a little bit of blood flow down that area. So I'm just going to step backwards or step forwards. So I might step forwards, then I'm just going to go to the side. Doesn't need to be super far, but I'm just getting a little bit of movement there in the hips, just gently opening them up. Then the other side. And I don't need to count reps. I'm just going to do it till my heart rate's getting up, a little bit of blood flow. All right, and then from there I'm just going to move into a bit of hip hinging, just making sure that the hips are not stiff in regards to hinging over into that golfing posture. So I'm just going to bring my arms at my side. I'm just going to reach forward, send the hips back. So the reaching forward just helps keep a nice neutral back position. Warming up my hamstrings. So this is starting to feel nice and warm now. Now I'm going to go into my golf stance. So it's very important that we've got good internal and external rotation of the hips. So I'm going to go a little bit wider here, put my hands on my hips, and all I'm going to do from here is I'm just going to rotate to one side. I'm going to squeeze the glute on this side. So if you have been sitting, you might feel a little bit tight in this area. So it's very important that this is staying loose. Otherwise, this back knee is going to bend. We might have a little bit of a collapse in that front leg. So I'm just going to rotate, squeeze the right glute. So just side to side. Just getting that rotation in. Just loosening it off. And then I'm going to pick my golf club up. And again, I want to really get into those hips. So I'm going to put the club down. And this is more like a hip capsule stretch. So I'm going to plant myself down. And all I'm going to do is I'm going to sit back into one hip and then rotate over to the other side. So if I face this part, just away from you so you can see my back, I'm just going to sit into that left hip. Then I'm going to sit into that right hip. So I'm slightly hinged over, so I can feel this at the back of the hips. Again, I'm trying to improve that internal rotation. And now I can move to my upper body. So I have the golf club, a slight hinge over into golf posture. So now I'm trying to get that rotation. I can even use a reverse grip there. I'm also working the hips here because I'm rotating on that hip, then swap sides. All right, and then I just go into some wrist circles, some arm circles. And then a nice way just to get a bit of rhythm in the golf club. I might start with my feet together. Just start with just some little swings with the wrist. Just working that release pattern. And again, just warming up the wrists as well. And then I can just slowly go a little bit wider in my stance. And then we can build up to the full swings. So already, my heart rate's up. I'm starting to feel warm. I've got good rotation now in the hips. Good internal, external rotation. Upper back rotation feels a lot better. And you're just giving yourself the best chances on that first tee. So try it out.